outcomes. Labels want my name beside an X like Malcolm. Everybody got a deal. I did it without one. You're getting this. If you ain't been a part of it, at least you got a witness.
Therapy is a safe space for us both to grow.
There's nothing that empowers me more with our community than just being who I am.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah.
Hey. Today is bittersweet.
Yeah. Sweet bitter.
Today is sweet bitter because it is our last episode of the season.
Yep.
Give it up for yourselves.
Ooh, wish you could press that clap.
Give it up for yourselves.
It's too far. Ain't nobody got time.
Oh man. How are y'all feeling today?
I'm okay.
You're doing all right?
I'm
Checking in.
headache, but
So you have a headache.
fighting through. I'm okay.
Well, we appreciate you showing up.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling?
I feel fine.
Okay.
Don't have any specific feeling, but fine.
Can I get an emotion word?
Oh, la. Content.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm feeling content. As I said, it's a sweet bitter moment, because it's sweet because it feels good to make it through a season, right?
Yeah.
But bitter because this is the last time we're gonna be here until season 2. I don't know. I'm starting to get used to this being on my schedule every week.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Change is hard.
Oh, hard. Yeah,
and
that
common.
too.
And I feel I'm in a little pain. So physically I'm in a little pain, but emotionally I feel content too. I guess content would be a good word. So for this episode, we're just processing, which is funny because we're therapists and that's what we do with clients.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going to process this experience, good, bad, and different. And there are a lot of people that may be interested in the podcast. And so maybe we can give some background scoop of our process. But was this the first podcast you guys have ever done?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've spoken on the radio before, but not a podcast.
Not a podcast?
Yeah, I've done Saliva too. But
Okay.
that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Was there any anxieties, if you can think back 2-3 months ago, any anxieties or fears or nerves that you had about and we're recording. So not only can they hear us, but they can also see us. So we're in front of the camera. Were you guys nervous about that or excited? Do you remember how you felt?
Yeah, I do. I remember sitting in the room that we used before and just wondering. I think I said to you and Kima, how are we going to start? Who's going to, what's going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
And then Char was like, we just have a conversation. I was like, oh,
I remember that she was overcomplicating that day. She was.
I forgot that. We could just talk to each other. I was like, is there going to be somebody? Is there going to be questions on the board? How will it flow? I don't know what happened that day, but all common sense just went out the window, and I'm just freaking out because I know that I can talk. I know that I can answer a question. I know that I'm used to being in front of a camera, so that was fine. I was worried about what was going to do, what was going to say. So absolutely.
Yeah. Nice. Kina, do you remember?
I remember being nervous, but I remember it was a good nervous. Okay, let's do it. And then I remember the first time when they were okay, you're on, and the room was just fucking quiet. And dark as fuck, yo. And then I remember looking around oh shit, what are we saying? What are we doing? And then they was okay, mic check. And I was okay, what do I say? Am I gonna sound good? But it's a lot being on camera because you have to be vulnerable. You have to be open to be criticized and judged and everything. And I was talking to my therapist about this, and I was thinking she was you probably may not want to read comments. Just so that you can preserve your mental health and not get sucked into everything. Just be you authentically on camera, and if people like you, they like you. If they don't, they don't. It still doesn't change who you are. So it's a lot. It's very much so anxiety ridden.
It sounds like you both were challenged through this process.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah. Okay. So there were some fears and anxiety, some nerves because it was new. And then as we started the process, did the nerves go away? And at what point did it go away?
Definitely by episode 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Episode 3, I was ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. It's funny because we talk about so of course you all know Natural Eayze is the name of the podcast, and things were so easy. I think that's why you were so confused.
Right.
It's supposed to be this simple. Yeah. And we talked about prior to actually recording, we talked about wanting this kind of dynamic in our podcast where we're just having conversations, right? It just so happens to be cameras and lights and microphones, but this is what we chopping it up. This is what we do outside of it. So it's funny that we talked about it, wanting it to be natural and a sense of ease and flow. Then when we came and it was wait, what was supposed to do?
Right.
So, it's just normalizing some of those things.
How much we overcomplicate.
That part.
And it could all be so simple.
So simple. Kind of like
We made the episodes and we still ain't
We ain't shit. Keep it, boys. We ain't shit. Keep it, boys.
Oh, ain't never gonna be shit.
Woo, bless us, Lord.
Help us.
Help us and bless us.
Yeah, you were about to say something.
I was gonna say, kind of like what you said in the episode before this one, that you'd be like, Lord, I want this, and then as soon as it come,
Honey.
you'd be like, oh, no, I mean that. So kind of like I had that experience in the brick wall room, wait a minute, should we have a paper, and everybody was just chilling. So for sure. I'm glad, I have this saying, as I live it, I give it. And y'all y'all ain't see it, but y'all seen. Y'all ain't see it, but y'all seen.
Ooh, and we saw
me freaking out and asking questions about something that was already solved.
Yeah. Vulnerability, this is not necessarily my first go around with a show, but it doesn't matter. It's still, vulnerability is it's powerful and it's courage, but it is scary.
Yep.
From not knowing how we look on camera because we can't see ourselves and trusting our amazing videographer to, not being sure what's going to be asked or what's going to come out or we, and I feel like we can say this, anything that we record, we don't edit out.
No.
So it's just it's a natural flow. So you're not sure how we're going to emote,
right?
What's going to happen, what's going to be stated, and who's going to watch it, because it's forever.
That part.
So this idea of being vulnerable and just not being a fraud and being yourself is a part of our podcast. And I commend you all because we had it structured to a certain degree, but we didn't want it scripted. And I think that takes a lot of trust in each other and in our team, right? What would you say about that piece? The vulnerability piece that's required.
It's very big because, again, you're seen. Everyone sees everything. Whatever flaws, whatever, we're putting it all out there.
Yep.
And especially for me, I was born in the Caribbean, St. Lucia, West Indies. Wow. And no one does this. Right. So now I'm on this platform. I'm talking about culture. I'm talking about my family, and the dynamics and everything and things that I'm going through. I don't know how they're going to take it.
Yes.
Half of them don't even go to therapy or even listen.
Yeah.
I still have a family member that tell me, oh, you still talk to crazy people? I said, motherfucker, don't talk to me no more. Just don't ask me about my job. Don't say shit. Because
don't look at me.
Don't breathe my air. Because the fuck.
That family member sound like Auntie Sandra from that Kirk documentary.
Listen.
Don't bring up Auntie Sandra.
I'm sorry.
That's Trina's sore spot.
She pissed me off.
If y'all know what he's talking about, go watch Kirk Franklin's Father's Day on YouTube.
Oh my God,
Do
it's
it.
funny.
Anyway, sorry about that.
Y'all good. But yeah, so that's being vulnerable in front of them because they're gonna watch it. Because one thing about y'all West Indian people, y'all nosy. as fuck. And that's why you're gonna watch it. And it's like, I know my culture.
Whoa. I didn't know where you were going with that.
So it's like, I know my culture. I know they criticize. I know, like, so it's like, okay, I gotta brace myself for it. I gotta have thick skin. So it's a lot of vulnerability on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
She took the words out of my mouth. Like, it is definitely a vulnerable position. Trusting each other, trusting that, you know, if we be ourselves, that we're okay with that. And then the family part, it's like writing your life story or writing a book, and your family like, what? Because there's things that I've said on camera that my family may not know, right? So it takes a bold and courageous risk to sit in these chairs, because you literally have to say, like, this is about me, right? And if someone make it about them, that's their burden.
Yeah.
And that's a hard place to be, because especially if you are a people pleaser or someone that is used to being the golden child, right?
I agree. I like that you say that, because some people that may listen and watch may know us personally and may admire us for being bold or courageous or outspoken, and not know that just because we present this way doesn't mean that we don't struggle.
Right.
That it's not challenging, or there's not a level of fear or anxiety there, because there is. So we are no better than anybody else. We just made a decision to push through it, you know, every time that we showed up. So thank you for sharing that. Anything that you would want to do differently, or any challenges with this season, whether it was the topics or being vulnerable, or the process in general, as you reflect on the past 13 episodes?
I would say the process.
Okay.
Because there's so much going into it. There's so many things, like we're editing and pulling, like scaling back so that things can look detailed and things like that. So just the whole like dynamics of it all, like the backstory, is very challenging. But overall, like, it's like a great experience to like see that process, because if we see it now we know how we're going into season 2, right? Now we know how, okay, we can expect this as opposed to this, and we can change this up, and okay, no, we don't like when we sound like this, so we gotta, you know, make sure we have to hold our mics up more, or wear certain jewelry. So there's so many different intricacies of it all that people don't pay attention to. We didn't pay attention to when we were watching other podcasts, and now we have to be like, oh no, we can't wear clicky jewelry too much because it's gonna mess up the sound. So there's just details.
Okay. Yeah.
At first I had a detailed answer, but then when I thought about it, I was like, no, I wouldn't change that. So at first I was gonna say the location, that I would have started where we are now, but then the brick wall experience was necessary. Like, collected data, and that's how we knew, like, we don't like that, we don't like how that look, we don't like how it tastes.
We only like that picture. We like that picture when we first came in, and we were like, oh, that brick wall was nice. It had us in a chokehold for a little bit. And then we saw them edits, bitch.
Right. So I wouldn't change it, because I have a appreciation for that spot, and I have an appreciation for this spot. So I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, I don't have any changes. I think some of the challenges is like when you're not feeling your best, whether that's emotionally or physically, and knowing that you have to be on camera, right? So there's a level of, like, if you're, you know, dying, or if you're really sick, we can always reschedule and stuff. But if it's emotional, like you're just in a funk, right? Like there's two people that are depending on you to show up.
Right.
So sometimes that's challenging. Putting aside what you have going on and coming and being in a good space.
Right.
Anything else that's super challenging?
I'll say, making it about us was a bit challenging. I say that because we would shoot a lot of after hour times out there, right? And we just had to trust that, that Connor House would show up, right? So shout out to Connor House.
Shout
out.
Hopefully they sponsor this episode. But shout out to Connor House, you know, for their flexibility. We didn't get a no. And even if there was a time conflict, there was some compromise, right? If y'all want 5:30, how about 6? Or how about 6:30? So
or we'll make it happen, no problem.
Yeah, we'll make it happen, no problem. Sometimes there was no need to discuss or go back and forth because, like you said, it won't take God all day. You know what you know.
Right.
So I would say that in the beginning, we all had our own little individual hesitations or fears, like they gonna come that late, what, you know? So I think it's challenging too, making it about you. But I think Akai did a great job when in our first meeting, kind of selling us that point, like y'all got a prize, make it about y'all. And when he laid that out, that gave me confidence to say, well, here's what we got. Can y'all match it? And they did.
That's good. That's really good. You know, and I will disclose for our viewers. So this podcast was like a, not chopped and screwed, like a, like an accelerated nursing program. Yep. Because I'm relocating. So clearly you can see that we're all in the same space and I will be thousands of miles away. So we had a limited time to record all of our seasons, all of our episodes before I left. And that was challenging too when it comes to timing. Where all three of us are business owners. We have other things going on and conflicting times. So for us to all get together, in theory, it was challenging, but in my personal opinion, practically, it was pretty easy. Yeah. Despite that, so like it with the wrong people, it could have been a headache. With the wrong partnerships, right? But whether it was like the recording studio that we use or the three of us working together, it truly was as seamless as I can even imagine. So I thank you guys for working with us and me, because I know that a part of the way that we recorded was because of my time constraints. So appreciate y'all.
You're welcome.
Yeah. And I think at the end of the day, like, we're all going to be growing and doing different things at some point in life, right? But we still want to continue doing this. So it's being able to see that we can be flexible. We can work with each other. We can, if we have a common goal, right? I think we talked about friendships and a common goal and how it grows, right? Yeah. So if you have a common goal that you want to make happen, you'll do everything in your power to make it happen. So it just shows that even for future seasons, like, okay, we were able to do it here with like Accelerated. Why we can't do it other episodes and other seasons and make it work and shit. Let's all like hop on a plane, take a vacation, and then do it there. Like, you know, like playing out with different ways that we can just be ourselves and be together.
Yeah. Ooh. You say what I'm gonna say.
You better stop. Okay, go ahead, because I'm sick of you.
Nope, you go.
No. I'm scared. What you gonna say?
Man, just go.
No, go ahead first.
Go.
Hurry up.
Okay.
My daily schedule, y'all. My daily struggle with him. Daily.
Tell your story.
No, go ahead.
Okay. A challenge. Okay. A challenge was when we first started, there were 4 of us.
Okay.
And the challenge for me was not feeling guilty to move forward when everybody can't go. Yeah. It was so challenging. Even though it was mutual, it was understood, I still felt a little guilty because I'm just like, me, Tashara, the little girl. It's like, I just want everybody to be able to win.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and I also struggle just personally with like me succeeding and other people around me not. Like, I just feel, even though I'm not putting anybody else down, I just don't like it. So that was very challenging of like moving forward with the 3 of us, knowing that initially when we started this podcast journey, it was 4, was very emotionally challenging for me.
Right. And I think we all like said it. Like, I think you were the first person to say it because we all were thinking it and feeling it.
You said it.
But nobody said it, right? And then Shar was like, okay, guys, I feel this way.
Have a confession.
And we were like, same, sis, same. Like, you know, we all like sending voice notes and we were like, you too? Like, okay. And I think Trina, it was you or one of y'all niggas.
Oh.
Said, well, at least that shows that we have a heart.
Yeah.
At least that shows that we're empathetic and that we're real and we're honest people and not, malicious or anything, because we could have just been like, but it wasn't like that. It was like a damn, like,
Yeah.
dog could have been here.
That was a very cosmic moment for me. I don't know. I heard that word the other day, not for the first time, but it was used again, and it got me in a chokehold. Anyways, that was a very, very sentimental moment for me when we had that moment, because it felt right. Like everything made sense that we have 3 different people with 3 different personalities, 3 different, backgrounds, all feeling this level of guilt. Like, I was like, dang, man, if I didn't know anything, I do know that these are 3 people with good hearts.
Yeah.
Like, cause we didn't have to feel guilty. We didn't have to, okay, couldn't make it by, move on, but none of us felt that way. So it was very beautiful. And I was going to add, I appreciate you all. Like, I think that it's amazing to have 3 people that's like when, where, and what time. We never had any conversations about how much it is or what, which credit card, which debit card, how much cash.
What day? All right, bro, hold on.
Yes.
Give me this day and we got to work.
We got to work, man. That, from the bottom of my heart, I just respect y'all for that, because that made the workload so much easier. I'm talking about Shar talking about flying back from Texas. We talking about flying to Texas and doing episodes. They're like, whatever we had to do, everybody was in a position, in a posture of sacrifice.
Right.
All at the same time. So I respect y'all and I appreciate you all. And I think that that's what made season 1 super special and super easy, because we were just connected.
Yeah. So Black women can partner.
Okay.
We do not have to be in competition with one another. And I think when it comes to partnerships or doing anything, when you're aligned, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be hard work, but there is a natural ease to partnerships when people put themselves on the back burner, their egos and their pride, and they come to serve. So if we don't have anything else, I think that's it. And
thank you, guys.
Please follow us, Natural Eayze, on Instagram and Facebook. That's Natural, NATURAL, and then Eayze, EAYZE, and Natural Eayze podcast on YouTube. Until next time,
Bye.